in October 20, I forget the pay period, they said 22nd or 28th, one of those days. Be the next pay period, if we started it at that point in time. It would be a 2% one-step pay raise for them, because they already had their longevity, 2% longevity raise. So, with that, it's opening to the floor.
Well, I'll make a motion, we do that.
We have a motion by Barry Huggins, seconded by Chris Kershaw, to approve the 2% for the step raise for the firefighters, for the fire department. And it would go into effect at the next pay period. Everybody, all right? Any questions? Seeing none, machine is open to vote for approval. Motion passes. Item number 6, resolutions.
We do have a resolution. Mr.
We have a
Chairman.
resolution of the Board of Commissioners of West Baton Rouge Parish Fire Protection #1 relating to the adoption of the fire district vehicle policy. Mr. Kenny.
So, the audit that we did, I'm sure everybody's aware now that the audit comes to us in 2 parts. The regular audit that we get, and now we have a travel policy type audit that we have to deal with. That is a big monster, and we went through everything. One of the only things that we didn't have that reflects the same thing the parish had is our travel policy. We have a travel policy, or right now we had a travel policy that we use whenever somebody leaves out of the district, how they use the vehicles, how the vehicles are assigned to the deputy chiefs and all that. It's all in there. But it just didn't mirror what the auditors wanted and what the parish had. So we took our policy, and we made it mirror up with the parish, and this is just a cleanup to make sure that we have a travel policy that works for what the auditors wanted and kind of mirrors what the parish has.
All right.
And we need to get approval on that so we can have it ready for the next audit that cost us $10,500 for that.
Is there any questions to the chief on the policy, the draft policy, on the resolution on the car policy,
Vehicle policy.
vehicle policy? That could be a truck, I'm sorry. Do I have anyone from the public on this item? Seeing none, I got a motion by Ricky Luke to approve, seconded by Kirk Elaine. Any questions from the council? Seeing none, the machine is open to vote for approval of the vehicle policy. Motion passes. Item number 7, fire chief's report. Mr. Kenny.
First thing I didn't put on the report, but I gave everybody a copy of the West Baton Rouge First Responders Community Blood Drive. This is our 2nd annual. We had a blood drive last year. It was extremely successful. This blood drive is for all the first responders in the parish, including law enforcement, sheriff, and police. The dispatchers are included in that, and the firefighters. Our goal is to get that blood bank built up enough to where we can start extending it to family members and that kind of thing. This, our 2nd annual, was really, really successful last year, and we're looking for anybody that wants to come and help us. It's on October 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right here at the fire station on Highway 1. And we'd love for anybody to come out, help us. I mean, last year we had people from the parish offices come and help us, and it was a great turnout. So thank y'all for spreading the word if you can. Appreciate it. Going to the fire chief's report. This month is October Fire Prevention Month. We're very, very busy right now in the schools. We've done the North End. We're in the middle of doing Port Allen schools, Holy Family, Port Allen Elementary. There's some head starts that we try to get done. And then in the next 2 weeks, we'll be going down south to do the South End. There's some church groups there that want us to come and put on fire prevention, so we'll be taking care of that. We're in the middle of the Fire Act grant. We have put out feelers for equipment and stuff that we need. As you know, for the past 2 years, we've tried to buy a ladder truck. Our ladder truck here in Port Allen it's been through a long time service that has provided us great service, but it's on its way out. And so we're not gonna go after that. A ladder truck, the way we wanted to get it was a $800,000 ladder truck, and those grant dollars are really, really tight. That grant used to be a $700 million grant, and now it's only $340 million. So when you try to take a shot out of it, we were lucky to get the fire truck for $475 that we got, but they're just not gonna grant those needs. Basically, if you got a truck and you can crank it, it's a ladder truck and you can crank it, they ain't gonna give you a grant, so good luck. But anyway, we're going after some equipment needs. We have another little grant that's coming in, that we're gonna buy some more high-angle rescue equipment and hose and that kind of stuff. But just to let you know, that grant, the Fire Act grant, is a 10% match. So if we do get it, we'll have to come back and adjust the budget, but that's where we're at with that. Hydrant testing, so Firehouse software that we've been working on for about a year now, we're finally getting where we can start using it on the operations side and testing side. So we're gonna start fire hydrant testing a week from Monday, the 22nd, and we're gonna see if we can throw stuff at it and see if we can make it fail. Hopefully it won't. It's also the same thing with pre-plans. Our building pre-plans, we come into buildings ahead of time and find out what's going on in that building, what fire problems we have, contact numbers, drawings of the buildings, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna be testing that. Lobdell and Port Allen, those two things are gonna be getting done by end of the year, maybe a little bit longer. The south end, the pre-plans are already done. And as y'all know with the brown water, we're not gonna try to attempt any of that testing until school's out. So we're working with Pam on all that stuff. Hurricane Michael, just an update. We didn't send the team that we normally send. We usually send Captain Roussel. He's in class this go-round, and he has some personal things he's got to take care of. But the task force team that he's associated with and that we're hopefully going to train more people to go on, they left and went out there, and they're operating now. And I'm sure y'all saw the news. Butch Brown he usually follows that team after a day or two to just go and reinforce and do that kind of stuff. They're working pretty strong right now, and it's a tough thing. That's a bad one. Training right now, we're working towards, the CPR, EMR. We have a good lead on an EMT instructor. We're going to try to get, as y'all know, we've talked about this before, LSU, the Fire and Emergency Training Institute, the prices of their fire training and their medical training has gone through the roof. And we have to do something a little different to spend our money better. We're able to get, hopefully, a in-house instructor for EMT, and that will hopefully save us about 50%. We're working on that little deal, so by the end of the year, we can have our EMT class. We also can invite some other departments in to help share the cost, so that's gonna be really, really good. But we have 4 firefighters that need the EMT that are new, and we got a couple that wanna take it that have been around, so this will be a great opportunity for that. The LSU training schedule for 2019 is gonna be, we start on that on the 25th or 26th, so next year's training schedule we'll have in place. So settlement we had a crash last year. I think everybody knows that, one of our vehicles was involved in a crash with an 18-wheeler, and that crash was settled out of court by the insurance companies. So that was a great thing. But, they don't tell us how much it was settled for. It's an insurance kind of thing. But I know Lou calls me every year and says, Kenny, is anybody suing us? Well, they were, but not anymore, so we're good. Calls for the month, fire calls. We had 18 fire calls, 9 fire calls, 187 for a total of 205. So we're down a little bit on calls for the month. Cool weather's here, so that means we'll be installing smoke detectors, and we'll be going out on smoke in the house calls because they light their heaters, and you know what that does. Every time they light it, you get a little smoke in the house from the dust burning off, so we gotta go check it out. Any questions?
Any questions to the chief? Any questions? Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Item number 8, public comments. Do you have anyone from the public that want to say anything, be heard? Chris Kershaw.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, there you go. Pee Wee.
I just, on that 2% increase, Michelle, you need to send something to, or maybe somebody needs to send that to Mark, because Mark did that payroll to make sure that when y'all take care. I just wanna make sure somebody take care of it.
Yeah, we already discussed it, but he's just ready to pull the trigger. He's got the scale made. He just needs to pull the trigger. We'll get with it. Yeah.
All right,
Thank you.
Mr. Kershaw.
I just wanted to say that last fire board meeting, we were here, they invited us to come to the rope training, I think it was called, and Captain Roussel was leading that, and I went over there, stopped on my way back home, and it was really interesting. They tied some knots to different apparatuses and stuff, and I'm a guy that just thinks a knot's a knot, but that's not right. They showed why they do different knots and in different situations why a certain other knot would not work. So I found it very interesting, and thanks so much for inviting us. Really appreciate it. And Brian, you did a good job. Really good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kershaw. Any others? Seeing none, this meeting has adjourned. We will be starting the parish council meeting in 3 minutes. 3 minutes?
3 minutes.
On the dot.
Appreciate it. It's fun, man. I enjoy it. He's always working. Okay, man.